here at the end of block one for us. Looking back at our results, how do you think overall we've done over the past 7 games, if you include our 2 pre-season games?
Yeah, I think I mean, league-wise, points-wise, the important bit, we took 15 points from the first 5 games. Obviously, the last game, a little bit disappointing. We didn't take any points from that game and at home, but against the league champions, a very good side in Leinster. So I think right the way through is probably mixed in terms of some really good stuff. We scored some brilliant tries again, played some good attacking rugby. Had a very good, complete performance, if you like, for 50 minutes, almost complete against the Sharks. Dropped off a little bit in the latter stages of that game, and I think that's probably gone into the next 2 as well. Started well here against the Lions, started well away against Ebra, and then drifted off a little bit from an intensity point of view. So I look at the league, and I think that 15 points is a reasonable start, but there's still a couple of points we probably left out there. Pre-season has led into that pretty well. We gave a lot of players an opportunity in both games. And likewise, really, when you look at the last 5 games, we've given a lot of players an opportunity. It's important we build our squad for the future. It's important we get some depth. We can't rely on the same 15 players or 18, 20 players every week. And we've done that. A number of players have had opportunities. With the likes of our 2 Lions and a few other guys who were only available for that last game, they'll have a run of games now. They'll get match fit, which will be brilliant. And I think we'll see a more complete squad to go into what will be another tough couple of months ahead.
And then obviously with Nigel coming in, there's been a slight change to kind of, I guess, our attacking shape and style. How do you see that? How do you see that's kind of bedded in so far?
Yeah, look, again, there's been a few kind of subtle changes to the way we attack, but I think on the whole, the overriding kind of philosophy hasn't changed. We scored, like I said, some really good tries and played some good rugby, but there's still a little bit to do. I think we looked at the Leinster game in particular, and we had enough finish zone entries, so our attacking rugby gave us opportunities inside their 22. And we didn't take enough points from those opportunities. Like, you know, wise the other way or the other side of the coin, Leinster had less opportunities in our 22, but scored more points, scored more tries, and took their opportunities really well. And I think that's a lesson for us. They're ruthless. They hold ball really well in attack and put you under a lot of pressure physically. And that's where we want to be, and is a good kind of reminder and a good benchmark for us.
And then taking a step back, after those 2 pre-season games, what was the attitude like in camp, and kind of what was what were the targets for those first 5 league games?
We didn't get carried away with exact points numbers or so on. Obviously, winning at home was important. Trying to stay top of our pool with the new league system, and also trying to stay in the top 4 once we got in there. So we did that right until the last game, when unfortunately not taking any points at that last game, a couple of sides jumped us, but we're very close to that position. That's a guide for us to try and stay and fight towards. So I think a huge part of the focus around pre-season, around the first 5 games, was gelling as a group, getting tight as a group, getting to know the new players. New players feel welcome and settled, and new coaches and so on as well. And I feel we've done that. We've now got a break where, you know, there's a chance to get some boys away for a well-deserved kind of 7 or 8 days off. And then we've got really two weeks training where we'll base a fair bit of conditioning, a little bit of contact work to make sure that we don't lose or decondition, both from a running point of view and a contact point of view. And that will ride us into then really the start of the next block, which is an away game in Treviso and a home game against the Dragons.
And then looking at that whole block as a whole, you've got your 2 URC games, you've then got your 2 European fixtures, we're away to La Rochelle, then at home to Exeter, then you've got your 1872 Cup matches. What is the attitude like towards all those games?
They're all big games, aren't they? I think the next block really produces a lot of big games, one after the other. So again, it will test our squad. We're not going to be able to put the same players out week in, week out, especially a lot of them coming off the back of a 4-game test window in the autumn, and then going into a Six Nations after that. So we'll have to manage and look after the boys in the best way possible. But at the same time, we need to take as many points as we can from that period. League-wise, we've got you know, our objective of trying to top our pool and stay in the top 4 or be in the top 4, and that won't change. And then likewise, the Europe speaks for itself. You know, that's 2 huge fixtures against 2 big sides that Glasgow have faced several times before, and we'll look forward to those. But again, we've got other games ahead of us that are going to be upon us before those games.
And then finally, a lot of the guys, whether that's the new incoming guys or existing players who've been here for a while, are talking about how much they're enjoying their time right now playing rugby, enjoying their time in Glasgow. What do you think it is that makes this group so special?
Well, I think there's a whole host of things. We try and create an environment and a culture here that does bring smiles on faces. When you come to work, you need to come to work and enjoy yourself. If it's a drain and it's too negative, I think you come in without being particularly motivated. So our boys know that there's time to have a laugh and a joke and enjoy each other's company, and there's time to get down to some hard work. I mean, today's been a good example. We had a bit of fun this morning in our meetings, and then we went out into the session and did a really tough physical session that we needed to do today to finish off the day, and boys left there pretty fatigued, but their attitude to both situations was superb, and that's enjoy and have that fun with each other, but know when we cross the line or when we need to flick the switch to be more ruthless, professional and so on. We can do that, and that's exactly how it will work for the remainder of the season.